You have a good section in here. You learned just an awesome lesson from your dad. You say this: as I grew older, this is now you're working in the fields. As I grew older, I would learn the manyas, or bad habits, of the other workers. This included bending the bottom of their metal buckets inward to create less volume and thus appear to fill each bucket even more quickly.
That's for the cucumbers, yes.
I would also learn how to swiftly reseat a bucket of pepinos to make it look more full when it was really not. All tricks of the trade, I told myself. This was how we Hernandez kids spent our weekends and summers. We knew that it was our responsibility to do, and there was no way of getting around that. Every morning spent in the fields promised us the same routine of going to and fro, picking fruits or vegetables from the ground as the rays of the hot sun hit our backs. During one Saturday in particular, I fell over accidentally stepping on a yellow overgrown pepino that was rotten. I remember its rotten stench as I threw down my bucket, standing there thinking, I'm all covered in mud, I stink, I'm tired, and I'm sunburned. My siblings can continue working alongside my parents, but I'm not going to anymore. I want to go home, watch TV, and play. I decided to quit. I went to my father and pulled on his pant leg to tell him, Dad, I'm tired, I want to go home. When he heard what I told him, he leaned down, took hold of both my shoulders, and with a surprised look on his face, asked, What's wrong? Did something happen? Are you okay? Look at me. I'm dirty. I fell in the mud. I want to leave. Plus, I've already made $10 for the day, I cried to him. The day's almost over, he said. Just keep on working. I don't want to. Fine, he said. Take a good look at yourself. You don't like what you see right now? You don't like working in the fields in the hot sun or getting dirty? Am I right? Well, if you quit now, you'll be creating a pattern that is easy to conform to. If you don't work hard in school or in life, this will be your future. Is that what you want? No, I answered him. Well then, don't settle for $10. The day is almost over. Get back to work, he ordered, with just the right balance of authority and his version of tough love. What my father told me that day in the fields changed the trajectory of my life. It turned into the speech that transcended the end of a long day of working in the fields. We would hear it when all four of us sat in the backseat of our ramshackle car. Father would turn around to look at us before he would turn on the engine, and he would say, So how do you guys feel right now? We, of course, tired, sweaty, covered with mud, and we would answer accordingly. Good, he would say, because you kids have the privilege of living your future right now. Living our future right now? We would ask curiously. Yes, he would say. I'm not going to force you to go to school or get good grades. But if you don't, this is the type of job you'll have for the rest of your life. This is the future that awaits you. So if you want to quit school right now, no problem. I invite you to start coming to work with me every day as of tomorrow. My father's words made me realize that if I continued going to school, I could do whatever it was I wanted to do in life. If I studied hard, I might one day make enough money so my parents would no longer have to work in the fields. To this day, I believe my father's words changed the course of my destiny, and I am so grateful to him for that. Whew. I sometimes talk about the fact that I think one of the hardest things for kids to do is connect what they're doing right now to their future. They don't understand that exactly how hard they work right now is gonna put them wherever they end up in the future. And your dad made that connection loud and clear for you all, didn't he?
Exactly. And he put it very well in saying you have the privilege, because he said, your neighbors, aren't working in the fields during the summer. They're off goofing off and having fun. Your friends, they're in the neighborhood. They're not doing that, but you are. So see, they don't know what their future is like. So they're happy-go-lucky, carefree, and they don't care diddly squat about going to school. But you know what your future is like. Here it is. You're living it. So you want to do this the rest of your life? And I said, man, I don't want to do this the rest of my life. I think I'm gonna do well in school because I want something better than this. And so it was a hard lesson.